What does acting have to do with video marketing?
Hi, this is Dana Susan Beasley. Welcome to my blog, Brand Identity Mentor. And I have with me today my nephew, Jacob Turner. He has some really interesting ideas about acting in the theater and how it can apply to video marketing. So, thanks for coming by, Jacob.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so why don't you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Well, I've been in several plays. The first one was The Comeback Caper, which was a Christmas play. The second one was The Shakespeare Stealer, obviously written by Shakespeare. And then there was Much Ado About Nothing. And then that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So,
I thought maybe you could help coach me on some video marketing aspects and help me get better at it.
yeah, I'll do what I can.
Okay, all right, great. So one of the things that I have to overcome is my shyness and nervousness in front of the camera. Can you give me some tips on how I can do that?
Well, the way that I learned how to get over my stage fright, there were several things that played into that. The number one most effective thing that helped me was I went to a psychologist and she taught me rhythmic breathing. And she basically taught me that in breathing in such a way, you can send more oxygen to your head so that you get the butterfly feelings out of your stomach. And another big key thing to getting over your stage fright is you have to realize that the audience is not your enemy. The audience is there to love you. I mean, that's why they're there. If they didn't want to see you act, and if they wanted to laugh at you or whatever it was, they probably wouldn't have come.
Or they wouldn't have clicked on the YouTube video that they
Exactly.
selected.
Exactly. They wouldn't have clicked on the website that they wanted to go to unless they wanted to do it.
Interesting.
So you have to really think about the audience as it's not your enemy anymore, and they're more like your family or your friends.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that I have to remember to breathe. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
And I have to remember that people want to hear the information that I'm going to share.
exactly.
That's
Exactly.
really, really good. That's really going to help a lot. So how can I overcome this stiffness? Like, I'm trying to read a script, but it comes across as monotone. How can I make it more interesting?
Well, with that, it all depends on what you're talking about. I mean, your passion for something is what makes you interesting when you talk about something. Because whenever someone talks to me about something that they don't really have much of a passion for, I can immediately tell that they're not interested because it's, a monotone. It sounds like a robot. It doesn't sound interested or fluid. But when you talk to someone who's really excited and hyper and happy about something, then that's the people you need to listen to, because they're the ones who really have a passion for what they're talking about, and more than likely are the ones who know what they're talking about in the first place.
Wow, so what I need to do is, in my case, my passion is logos and helping people learn how to design their logos. So I need to let that come through. That's
Yes.
kind of what you're saying.
Yes.
Whatever my passion is, I need to speak about it and be happy and joyful about it, because that's what I love to do.
Exactly.
And that's what I love to share. Okay, that's good. So give me some ideas about how to make a setting for a video, especially when it pertains to video marketing. Remember that.
Well, you definitely want either, a green screen or a black sheet or something simple. You don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo it, then the audience tends to look more toward the scenery than, the information you're trying to give them. And so it's distracting. Just like another question that I could answer is about your appearance on the camera.
Right. I was thinking about that.
Is that when someone wears, you take two people, and one of them's wearing, what I'm wearing, just like a black t-shirt, black pants, and then you take someone else who's wearing black pants but a checkered t-shirt. All eyes are normally going to go toward the checkered t-shirt, and it's going to be a distraction.
And they're not going to be thinking about what you're saying.
Exactly. They're not going to be thinking about what you're saying or doing, and so you want to dress in nice, solid, dark colors.
Talk a little bit more about that, like your appearance in front of a camera or an audience in your case.
Well, you want to be well-groomed. I mean, you want to, be as clean as you'd be in everyday life. Make sure you take a shower, comb your hair, brush your teeth, trim your nails, all those things. But also it's, a fine balance between, not wearing, ragged clothes and having your hair a mess and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's okay to have a balance between the two. but you never want to have too much makeup, you know, or dress all out fancy and, you know, like in a full tuxedo and, you know, diamonds everywhere. You don't want stuff like that.
Diamonds everywhere.
Yeah, you don't want really fancy stuff like that. But you don't want really ragged, you know, t-shirts with holes in them and rips here and there. So, but it also comes down to, you know, what you're comfortable with. As long as it's good on camera, you know, pick what's best for you. It's like a personality thing.
Right. That's very good. We talked a little bit before about how to sit. Why don't you talk about that?
Well, when you're sitting in front of a camera, well, in my personal opinion, because, you know, I'm an apprentice myself, is that, again, it's a personality thing. It's like, you know, for me, I'm comfortable, you know, kind of leaning forward a little bit or laying back with ease, or, you know, have my hand on my chin or have my arms crossed or something like that. While other people can't have their arms crossed, it makes them feel uncomfortable, so they have their hands on their knees or something like that. It's all about your personality, really, and it's, again, you know, what makes you feel comfortable.
So it's almost like a trademark. Like you've developed your personality and you have something you do on a regular basis.
It's like your own personal logo. That's not really a logo. It's, I use this expression a lot. It's sort of like a magician. A magician, every single magician's magic has a signature. It's unique. Every trick they do, the way they do the trick, the way that their arms and hands move is fluid, and it's different than everything else. Just like cursive writing. When you sign your name and look at someone else's name, it's from a total different style. But it's unique. And it's special because it's unique.
Well, that's really interesting because what I'm doing is I'm teaching people how to have a unique brand. And so you're basically using yourself as your own logo.
Exactly.
As an extension of what you do in your business.
Yeah, as my personal preference for the topic of the logo is, again, it has to be something unique to that person. It has to be something that shows their own personality and shows who they are and what they believe in and the thing that they're passionate for.
Oh, that is exactly what my course is